up, y'all, bro? I just want to speak upon something real quick that's been on my mind, especially, when it comes to a lot of things, you know, because there's certain things that I wouldn't say it bothers me, but it confuses me a lot, right? And it makes me like wonder a lot about a lot of things, right? Because it feels like when you're like it feels like when you're like very truthful with people, or you're very outgoing, or when it comes to that, it feels like everybody is against you. Like if you don't follow their rules and how they see fit, you're like the bad person, or evil in a sense. And it's so crazy to me, because I have literally trained myself to do things, especially when it comes to meditating, when it comes to, helping myself physically, not eating meat, all these positive things, right? Making YouTube videos, making Instagram videos about trying to help people have a different perspective, right? And it's like, why keep doing that? Because if I die tomorrow, will that even matter? You know? And I know these questions. I know that's like bold, but it gotta be said, because it's like the more I'm seeing people, the more like I'm seeing who people are more, right? And the reason I say that is because I feel like when it comes to me, I feel like I don't put my hand on a swivel. It's just that I show people so much love and so much respect, that it's like every time I show you the respect, even the times I show you gratitude and righteousness, it feels like people take that for granted, right? And I be having these thoughts in my head, like, what if this vessel wasn't here? Would you still treat me like that? Would you still treat me as much, you know? And I keep saying that because it feels like the more I realize people and who they are, you could tell that you could see people for who they are, like right in front of your face. And it's like, wow, you know? It's not really shocking. It's just like it took you this long to come out of your shell and show your true self, you know? And the reason that this is so like the reason I'm saying this is because when you realize what the world is, because when I first entered the world and started doing things, going places, how can I say finding yourself, I got very confused. And the reason I got confused on what the world was is because I didn't like how the world was ran. I didn't like the people that it had control. I didn't like how the world was. So I took an oath to myself to change it, And I'm still doing that now, right? And it feels like people that feel like they know how the world works is people that work a 9-to-5 job, gotta graduate from school, got a college diploma, got a good job. They feel like they know how the world is ran in their perspective, right? And they try to teach other people that don't go with the world, remind you, don't even like the world and how it's ran. You try to convince those type of people that don't like how the world is ran, to be on the same program you're on. And I'm seeing that now for myself, you know. Because me, I never liked how the world was. I still don't like it. I still don't like it more than ever. It's not irritating me. What's irritating me is that it's not the world, it's the people in the world, right? And the reason I say that is because the people mindsets is so dumbed down that it's like, why? Why do you feel this way? Why do you think that way? Why do you have these type of thoughts in your head, which I know is not right, you know? And for me, I know what's good and I know what's evil and what's bad. I know what's good and bad, right? So a lot of times people would deem me as like a bad person because the things that I do, you will never do. The risk I will take, you will never take. The things that you want to say, I will say, right? And that really confuses me because I do things that people would never do in a day in their life. You think a person will talk about helping themselves, being a good person every day, trying to help their people in real time, by the way, doing all these good things, doing everything to help other people, you know? But it's so crazy because the more I help people, the more negative people get towards me, right? And now I'm trying to find a balance with, you know, like a straight line between spirituality, where I talk about, you know, helping people, and school, right? And school right now, it's like they're trying to like take over me, but spirituality is still there. Like it's stuck, you know? And that's what I don't want, you know? And it's hard to balance it because school is such a negative place for me. School is so negative for me that it's hard to control it, you know? It's hard to control how I think. It's hard to control the dark thoughts that I have. It's hard to control how I feel, right? And then when I say these things, and then when I actually speak what I'm speaking or have resentment or passion about these things, I'm labeled the bad guy. Because, y'all, I can control my emotions very well, but sometimes I have a temper, and sometimes I get ahead of myself. So when I have these tempers, or I act a certain way, people feel like I'm the bad guy, or I feel like I'm doing too much, you know? And it's so crazy to me because when you act a certain way, there's a reason why you're acting like that, you know? This is why I brought the conversation about me helping people, because the only people, if I ever go to a new vessel, the only people that's gonna watch my YouTube videos, my Instagram videos, is the people that actually care, the people that actually see what I'm trying to do, right? But I realize now, or I've been realized this, is that the only people that's gonna realize what you do is unless you have to, you know, submit to this world first. You have to get what everybody's getting. You have to get the money, the clothes, the jewelry, all these things to feel like I'm worth something, right? And I never liked that, right? Because that's not how, that's why I'm confused. Because it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't see me, because I am a black man, right? You shouldn't, or a melanated man, right? You shouldn't see me as a tool or useless, all because I didn't come out the car with chains on and a Dior, you know, shoes on, or I pull up in a GT or a Mercedes Benz, you know? And that's how I truly feel, right? And now I'm realizing that people will only submit to something that they're used to submitting to. Well, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to going with a program that's known to destroy me and my people at that, you know? And I'm at a point now where I'm just going to just go to the, like, I'm going to shut down. Like, I'm just going to do what I've been doing, you know, spirituality and helping people more and more and more, just because that's where my heart is at. But school is trying to get in the way of that. School is like trying to push me away from that. That's what it feels like. And the more I try to be this person or be this nice, genuine person, it feels like people are taking that for granted. They're taking that for granted. And you can see it with a lot of people. People take genuine people for granted, all because they don't have what the world have. I don't have million dollar mansion or you know, a big giant house. So that means I'm not worth anything. That means I'm not worth a person talking to me, a person interested to me. I'm worth to be disrespected. You know, I'm worth to be getting played or used as a tool, all because how my heart is. People don't got my type of heart. But it's weird though, because my heart is so genuine, you know, and so righteous that when I flip the script and I get mad or I start getting evil or temper or aggressive, they make me feel like I'm the bad guy, right? And I have created a balance with myself when it comes to, you know, good and bad. But it's hard for me to do that because I try to walk with good intentions, but sometimes they get hard, y'all. They get very, very hard, especially when you keep going to a place with all negative intentions. Well, mostly it's negative intention, you know. I'm going to a place where I have to be on my toes every 5 seconds just because how I am, you know. And that really damages, you know. It damages your soul. It damages your frequency. It make you feel like being negative, you know, give you more praise, and being a genuine person, you know, give you more like evil, you know, give you more evil towards people, you know, or people, like, it feels, how can I say this? It feels like when you're a good person, you have more negative people around you, but when you're negative, you have more good people. Like, they accept it more, you know. And that's not me as a person, you know. I'm the type of person where I will read with you, I'll meditate with you, I'll try to make you better than you was from yesterday, right? But I feel like people don't utilize them people. I won't say utilize, but they don't see those type of people, you know. And it's wild to me, yo. It's really wild to me, because that's how I'm feeling, you know. This is why I said, if this vessel is gone and I'm making all these videos trying to help people day by day by day when it comes to YouTube, Instagram, and actually going out and helping people in real life time, if I'm doing all these things, what's the point of me doing these things when everything is telling me, oh, you're doing those things, and that's a good thing you're doing those things, but we really don't want to hear it though. Because that's how it makes me feel. I feel like it feel like I'm not getting my flowers, you know? Because everybody deserves their flowers. Everybody deserves where you did a good job. Everybody deserves that. You know, because think about this, right? Me as a person, I have a mentality to move forward, right? But sometimes, I feel like when you have people around you that respect you, and people are genuine to you, and people have such a kind heart to you, and you have people around that, you're gonna always get your flowers. You're gonna always get that appreciation, you know, because the things I'm doing, it deserves appreciation. I'm not doing anything negative. I'm not doing anything detrimental. I'm not trying to kill nobody. I'm not trying to do anything that's reckless. I'm trying to help people. But the more I help, it feels like I'm getting bashed, you know? And, you know, and it's really weird to me. It's really weird to me. Because I have a very intelligent mind. I'm very well spoken. I do what I gotta do when it comes to, you know, giving people light, giving people information. I do all these things. But it feels like the more I do these things, the more people, they don't want to see it, they ignore it, or they try to play, what's the word? They try to play like they try to play constant distance. They see the work you put in when it comes to helping people, teaching people, and they feel like it gets swept under the rug. You know? And that's how I feel, you know? And it's like, wow, you know? I just want to speak upon this, and I'm out.